Hi everyone, welcome back to our weekly Facebook Live. We are here with Ask Stacy and Amanda. We're on the campus of Dickinson State University. I'm Stacy.
And I'm Amanda, and we're together today.
Yay! And we've got Kayla here with us. She's an advisor here at Dickinson. So as always, please, before we get into the good stuff of our chat today, make sure if you've got questions, leave them down below. If you don't feel comfortable typing them in the comments, send us a direct message and we'll be happy to answer them. If you find this very helpful and informational, please like it, share it. If you're not signed up for notifications from Bank of North Dakota from our Facebook Lives going live and you want to receive them, make sure you turn on your live notifications to get updates every week. This week is a little bit special. Amanda and I are together this week. We're doing a live today and tomorrow as well. So we're excited to be together. So let's get started. So I said Kayla is an advisor here at Dickinson State. What we're going to be talking about is just why advising is important in your college career. So tell us a little bit, Kayla, what is advising?
Advising is anything you make it out to be. Most students use it just to plan classes from semester to semester. But it can be anything so long as you're honest with your advisor. It can be financial planning. It can be academic planning. It can be time management, stress management, anything you want it to be. Just a venting session.
That's awesome. That's wonderful. And it probably helps keep students on track a little bit better, right? Awesome. So what do you think is the most important reason students should be meeting with their advisors?
So stay on track. Make sure you're where you need to be academically because school costs money.
Yep.
So if you're not on track academically, it costs you more money.
Yes, absolutely.
So what should a student look for when they're meeting with their advisor for the first time? Like what kinds of things what should they look for? What should an advisor do for that student?
Someone you're comfortable with. This is hopefully someone you can come to throughout your career, whether they're your primary advisor or not. School is not just taking classes, it's paying for school, it's planning your future. So you need to be able to talk to someone about what you want to do so they can plan appropriately. It should also be someone that's welcoming, personable, and the environment that they're in is comfortable for you.
Yeah. Well, so at DSU, how does it work? Are students assigned an advisor or do they choose their advisor? How does that work here anyways?
At DSU, we use what's called a shared advising model. We have 2 professional advisors on campus.
Okay.
And if you're in one of those departments, you're assigned to that professional advisor. So for example, if you're a nursing student, you're assigned to me when you come in.
Okay.
If you're in other departments, you're assigned to a faculty member. But the way our advising model works is that you work with a professional advisor for 2 years, and then we transition you into a faculty advisor so that they can help you with career planning. They know a little more about what the field you're going into, what career options are available, and they're great sources of recommendation letters. So
wonderful. And those recommendation letters sometimes make all the difference,
very
right?
important, yes.
Yes, absolutely. So particularly students here at DSU have both models of advising then, both the faculty and the professional. And so like you do the advising, it sounds like freshman and sophomore year, usually right when they're coming in, right?
Correct.
That transition into college. Okay, perfect. So what happens if they find that they don't like the advisor that they're assigned to?
Or what if they just love you so much that they want to stay with you?
That's a good question.
During your junior or senior year.
So we do have a process for changing advisors.
Okay.
We try to make sure you have a legitimate reason because in the workforce you still have to work with people you're not going to always get along with. Yeah. But we have a process where you can change an advisor within your department. If they want to come back to me, I always tell them, that's great. Make sure you see your primary advisor first. If you have any questions of clarity, I'm happy to help and then redirect you back to that person because they're the expert. I just get you through the first 2 years.
And that takes a lot too sometimes, I'm sure. Yeah.
So what should a student expect when they're going in for their very first advising session? So let's say your first meeting with a freshman student, what should they expect? Because right now it's about that time of year when high school seniors are registering for their first semester classes or will be doing so over the summer. So what should those kinds of students expect?
So at DSU, we do new student orientation, and I would expect a whirlwind of information because it's a lot. But what we try to do is provide a breakdown of the curriculum. And we try to show you where you're going to start and what you're going to work toward. We always ask if you have questions because it's important to know why you're taking this. Why am I taking computers when I'm a history major? I'll never need that. This is why. It's making that connection to the curriculum. After that, you can expect a little more one-on-one, comfortable privacy session where it's, hey, how's this class going? It's going okay. How can I help? Do you need tutoring? Do you need study groups? We can connect students with that as well.
So how about those students who've been coming to you for a while? Let's say, I'm a second semester sophomore, I'm ready to transition to my faculty advisor. What should I be doing to prepare for my advising session with you and then also to transfer to my faculty advisor?
I just did one of these the other day. Perfect. So I always ask the student, do you have a faculty member you feel comfortable working with? Because that helps make the transition easier. If they're not sure, oftentimes I'll schedule an appointment with the student and the new advisor so we can all sit down together and say, these are the students' concerns. I ask if they have any questions because at this point they're comfortable with me, but they might not be comfortable with asking someone new these questions. So I can help them bridge that gap, compose an email, whatever it is they want to do to schedule an appointment and get those questions answered.
Yeah, absolutely. So as far as the advising itself goes, we've got a good overview of what it is exactly that you do. What other services can advisors assist with?
Everything on campus.
Oh, that's good to know.
Yeah. We work well with other people on campus. If we don't know the answer to your question, we'll help you find it. So if you have a financial aid question, I don't know all the regulations.
Right.
I will call up financial aid and say, hey, I have this student with this question. Can we come meet with you? We work with the tutoring center. We work with housing and dining if you're having a roommate issue, and we'll take you over there. And we will connect you to the right resources.
Okay.
Some advisors, depending on their background, mine is in chemistry and math, I help with those subjects because that's
a built-in tutor right there, right? So it sounds like if a student doesn't necessarily know where to go, their advisors is always a good place to start, right?
Yep. And speaking of knowing where to go, you guys were telling me about a great website that you guys have.
Yeah.
So tell me a little bit about that.
We just launched our dickinsonstate.edu/advising website. It covers some very specific information for DSU, but it has a lot of really great information for non-DSU students, just advising in general.
Perfect.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So we'll actually link that in the comments below. So if you're a DSU student, that's a great place to look. But if you just need some general information on advising too, it seems like that's a really great resource just to check out because odds are other campuses have the exact same or very similar resources as well. So
you can always call our office too if you're going to another institution, and we can say this is who I would call if you have those kinds of questions.
Because sometimes it's not important that you know the exact answer, but where to get students directed to at least.
Yep.
So, all right. So if I don't know what to major in, can I still meet with an advisor?
Yes. Most schools have a dedicated advisor for undecided students. Here at DSU, I serve as that advisor, and I work very closely with our career development person so that we can administer a career aptitude test to see what areas might be of interest to you. We also do some career and major exploration through elective classes. So we have you take your core gen eds, but if you say, well, I'm kind of interested in ag, I might throw you in an ag class or have you go meet with the ag department just to see if that's the route.
So what about students who are changing their major? And if you've watched before, you know that I have a story about changing my major and how important my academic advisor was to make sure, they listened to all of those venting sessions, it gave me Kleenex when I was having a rough time. But ultimately...
that doesn't ever happen in your office.
Never.
No, I throw food at them and say, here.
Kleenex, food, college students are happy. But yeah, ultimately, my advisor was able to help me with my classes so I could still graduate on time even though I changed my major. So tell me about those students who are thinking about changing their major and what other roles that you guys have.
It's important to be honest. This is your education. So if you are changing your major, say this is what I want to do and this is how I want to get it done. And then ask your advisor to build a career plan or an academic plan for you that will help you get there. Oftentimes I have students who, I want to add this minor, but I don't want to add this minor, and I lay it out for them. But it's important just to be upfront. They're not here to judge you, or this is your life, not theirs.
Yeah.
They're just here to help you.
Yeah.
And I'm sure it's easier to have that conversation up front than to at the back and be like, well, a year ago I thought about this, and then trying to backpedal and figure it out at that point, right?
Absolutely. The earlier you can plan, the better, but sometimes life intervenes, and it is your last semester. But
Doesn't it always? I refer to those as plot twists, actually.
yes.
Yeah.
It makes it seem more exciting. So
For sure, yeah.
Yeah. So, Kayla, last thing. What advice do you have for students during this time of this school year? I know spring is nuts for a lot of high school and college students, but what advice do you have?
Don't be afraid to ask questions. There is no such thing as a stupid question. Always ask, and get to know your advisor early. Because the sooner you establish that connection, the sooner you'll be able to get where you want to go.
Awesome.
Great. That is wonderful. Thank you so
Thank
much,
you.
Kayla. Thank you so much for DSU for setting us up today and welcoming us to their campus. Tomorrow, Stacy and I will actually be live from Williston State College for their Scholarships Go Live event. So if you're a Williston State student or are going to be, or just want to know something about scholarships, tune in. We'll be live tomorrow at 2:30 Central Time. So we will see you then. All right. Thanks, everyone.
Okay,
Bye.
see ya. Have a good day.